Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another edition of the All We Do Is Talk podcast. I am in pain. I am in agony, but that's not the topic we're talking about today.
But you're here. But
But
you're
I'm here.
here.
Hey, the best ability is availability. So we're here with week 17 picks. I'm here with Moody and Isaiah. How we doing today, guys?
What's good, y'all? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Just like week 17. It's just about a wrap, ain't it?
Yeah, we had this college football to cleanse the palate for football, but we can move on from that and go to NFL football.
Good football, actually.
All right, let's get it started. We're going to start in Indianapolis, where Las Vegas is coming to town. Indianapolis is -7, over under 45.5. We're going to switch up the order a little bit because your boy is in the lead. So I'll go first. I will take Indianapolis. I just think it's a team trying to get right for the playoffs versus a team who is dead in the water. So I will take Indianapolis -7, and the I'll take the over in this game.
Yeah, I think this is Vegas's last chance because they're technically still in the playoff race. They've beaten all the NFC North teams, not named Cincinnati. They lost to Cincinnati, beat the other three. So they have some tiebreaker. They beat Denver. Did they beat Denver earlier this year?
Yeah, they finessed out of that. Yeah.
So they're playing the Chargers next week.
Mhm.
So they've got their chances, but I actually agree with Eric. I just think Carson Wentz got activated this morning. The Colts are activated Darius Leonard from COVID and all the other COVID guys they didn't need last week to dominate Arizona. So I'll take the Colts to put the Raiders out of their misery. Nice season for the Raiders. Derek Carr, #free Derek Carr. Get him a good coach, some stability. But I think I'll take the Colts to cover, and I will take the over. I think we'll get a good game. The Raiders will fight. This is their last chance. So yeah.
That's why I think the Raiders are going to come out here with the last desperation they have left. This is it. This is their Super Bowl practically. They have to win every game from this point forward and get some help to find their way into the playoffs. I actually think the Raiders can compete with Indianapolis here. Indianapolis doesn't really like to blow teams out. They play that runs. They play run game defense style. And Carson Wentz coming off the COVID list. I don't think he'll be without a lot of practice time at his 100% sharpness. Maybe Vegas with their loaded box to keep the game competitive. So I'll actually take Vegas to cover. I had it at 7.5. You have the 7. I think Vegas can either backdoor keep it within a touchdown throughout, and I'll take the under.
All righty, let's go to Isaiah's game. The Giants going to Chicago. Chicago -6, over under 36.5. Daniel Jones playing, yay or nay?
He's out for the rest of the season.
Oh, okay. I will take Chicago then. This game doesn't really matter in any circumstance whatsoever. But I will take Chicago -6, and I will 36.5. Holy shit. I'll take the over in the 36.5.
I actually think this game does have some meaning, Eric. The Giants own the Bears' first-round pick next year, in case we forgot. So the Giants are going to be extremely motivated to find a way to win this football game on Sunday. I don't know if they will, but I definitely think they'll cover. Think of that Lions game versus the Rams. We know the Lions aren't playing with a whole lot. They really shouldn't be in the game, so they're going to pull out all the tricks they have to make sure they stay in it for as long as possible. They know they're not going to be able to just score points with offense. They're going to have to make plays in other areas to make things happen. And the Bears' offense isn't very good, in my opinion. So I'll take the Giants to cover the 6 reluctantly because I think there won't be a lot of point scoring in this game, and I'll take the under.
It sucks that I have to agree with Eric. But usually we have the #fire Matt Nagy versus the coach, but we'll go right here. #fire Ryder Pace versus #fire Dave Gettleman. Two teams going nowhere, and I'm on the other end of the spectrum. The Giants pick is kind of locked to where it could be the best pick right now, technically, because the Bears lost on one last week. So if the Bears lost, they're kind of still going to be in where they are, while the Giants pick will actually get closer to the Bears. So I think the Giants won't be trying at all. I think they put all the receivers are either hurt or on COVID, with the exception of Kenny Galladay. So we'll see if he could score that touchdown that has eluded Giants receivers all year long. And I just don't think this will be a good game whatsoever. I think the Bears will cover. I don't think the Giants will score much, if at all. And I just think that the only person that will be deserve to watch these games are the fans, and they really don't deserve to be watching this game. I'm sure Jake Fromm versus Andy Dalton will be interesting, or Andy Dalton versus Mike Glennon, but how can it listen to that? So no more Giants versus Bears talk from me. I'll take the Bears to cover, and I'll take the under because this screams 17-7.
All right, let's keep it moving. Tampa Bay going to the New York Jets. The Jets are 13-point underdogs, over under 45.5. I will take Tampa Bay in this game. This will not be pretty. This will be over at halftime. And I'll take the over. I think the Jets will score just enough, but I think the Bucs are going to score 30. So I just need 2 touchdowns or something of that nature from the Jets.
I mean, yes, the Jets. I don't really know how you can ask the Jets. As long as Tom Brady's playing, the matchup versus the Jets is going to be an absolute annihilation until he's long dead. That seems to be the only way the Jets can ever compete with Tom Brady, and I don't expect that to change here. Bucs dealing with some injuries, but they have enough guys in Antonio Brown, Gronkowski, Ronald Jones, offensive line. They have enough to be able to run up the scoreboard on the Jets, and I don't expect Zach Wilson to look any better than he's looked all season long. No 70-yard. I don't think there'll be a 70-yard touchdown run to give himself any sort of highlight. I'm sure Levante David and Devin White will take care of that. Bucs by 1 million, and I'll take the over.
Bucs by whatever the cover spread is, and the Jets to score some points to get the over. Bucs in the over. Game won't matter. Bucs are tuning up for a playoff run. The Jets are getting ready for another
top 3 pick.
Not top 3.
Well,
top 5.
What about Seattle's pick?
That's worse. Seattle has a better record, or the same record. It's the Giants and Bears situation. And it sucks because I've picked everything with Eric, so I haven't created any separation or caught and made any ground on him.
All right, let's keep it moving to Buffalo hosting the Falcons. Buffalo minus 14.5, over under 44. I'm going to go with Atlanta. I'm going to go Atlanta with this. I'm going to go with the classic saying, too many points. To have them be a favorite of just over 2 touchdowns, I think is a little too much. Now, I could be completely wrong because when Buffalo blows people out, they blow them out by 5 touchdowns. So, I'm going to take Atlanta here, and I've taken all these overs, but I'm going to take another over again. I think both offenses will put some points on the board.
Well, this is a good cheer me up, catch up some space, catch some ground pick. Buffalo getting Atlanta to come to their building in December. Well, now it's January. In the winter, this is in a playoff tune-up game. Give me Buffalo easily. I don't see how Atlanta's going to even score in this game. So I'm going to take the under because I think Buffalo just dominates. This screams 35-0, 35-7. Atlanta just shows up and gets mollywopped. I don't think this will be close at all.
Yeah, I pretty much 100% agree with you, Isaiah. I don't know how Atlanta goes on the road and puts up much of any of a fight, really. The pass rush is going to be getting after Matt Ryan. And in the cold weather, cold weather, it's not going to be a fun time for Atlanta. They're going to be wanting to get out of Buffalo, New York as quickly as possible. Buffalo's geared up for their playoff run. I would be surprised if they didn't win by at least 3 touchdowns. I'll take Buffalo, and I'll take the under as well.
All right, let's move on to Washington hosting Philly. Philly is minus 4.5, over under 44.5. I'm taking Philly in this game. I think Washington is dead in the water. They're fighting each other. They're not on good terms right now. So
they're not. 2 people were fighting. 2 people were fighting.
Their 2 best players, probably.
It happens all the time.
Your 2 best players be fighting, throwing hands on the kicking net.
But your Nets not your second best player.
Hey, Graham Gano was the team MVP this year, so that kicking net has been worth its money.
Talking about like 7 years, having 7 years apart, Isaiah.
Yeah, I'll also take the under in this game. The Philly games have been unders central, so I'll take the under.
Yeah, I'm in complete lockstep with you, Eric. Washington football team, after that shellacking they took on Sunday Night Football, I don't really know how they're going to be able to just raise their game up to get out here and show some real effort. Philadelphia making their playoff push. They already showed last time these two teams played that they could just dominate them in the trenches and just make life too difficult for Washington football team to overcome. I think the game is in Philly as well, isn't it?
No, it's in
No, it's
Washington.
It's in Washington. Okay, well that's probably Washington's best bet, but I still expect Philly to be able to cover here. They're off being able to run the ball against Jack Del Rio's too high look will be more than enough for them to handle that. Defensively, I don't think it matters who's out there. I don't expect Washington to be able to score a bunch of points on them, so I'll take Philly to cover in the under.
Yeah, I think Washington will fight. This is their last chance. They're technically not eliminated. This game could actually get them back into the race. But I just think the line says it all. This is just not enough. Washington just won't have enough. Write the eulogy for this season of what could have been. It's over. I'll take Philly to cover 4.5. I think it'll be a close game. It'll be competitive NFC East football. So let me not say a good game. It'll be competitive NFC East football. So I'll take the under because it's wintertime in Washington. A couple blown knees will probably happen as well.
Damn, you calling for some ACLs? That's crazy.
Late January football in Washington usually calls for it.
All right, let's get to a meaningful game and an exciting game. Kansas City heading to Cincinnati. Kansas City's -4.5, over under 51. I'm going to go Cincinnati. I'm going to go ballsy here. I'm going to go win, go big or go home. I'm going Cincinnati. I know Kansas City is clicking on all cylinders right now offensively. They get Travis Kelce back this week. But I don't know. I think Cincinnati having Kansas City come to them is huge for them. And Joe Burrow is just on fire right now. So I will take Cincinnati. Gutsy pick. Obviously, if I think they're covering 4.5, they obviously have a chance to win. And I will go over because how can you not take the over in this offensive game?
Yeah, Cincinnati gonna have to prove it to me. They played a couple of they played some quality teams and it seems like outside of Pittsburgh and Baltimore they struggled against the better teams in the league. I'm gonna take Kansas City here. They're just so hot on both sides of the ball. They're getting Travis Kelce back. That's going to be huge for them to be able to because Cincinnati's another one of those teams that's going to play a lot of too high. Getting Kelce back to be able to kill those linebackers underneath is gigantic for Kansas City. And I think their defense, especially at the outside corner position, has been playing well enough for them to be able to hang in there on defense. They have a really, really good pass rush, which I expect to get out to Joe Burrow as well. I think Kansas City covers here. I think they show why they're the best team in the AFC. Cincinnati will give them a fight. They're talented enough to do so, but I think in the end, Kansas City just finds a way to get the job done. I'll take them to cover, and I'll actually take the under. I think Kansas City's defense will be able to limit the Joe Burrow offense with his pass rush.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Cincinnati, but I can't cut down the space to get the points to Eric if I pick Cincinnati, and he's been bad picking Cincinnati at home. So I'm going to heed the warning.
The Eric curse.
And I'm going to go with Kansas City. I think we're going to get a great game. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take Kansas City to cover. I think we're going to get a great game. Maybe Cincinnati holds it within a field goal, and that's how Kansas City barely gets out. But I just think since he's just a little too young, and I just need to cut down the points and try to win this race to the most points at the end of the season. So I'll take Kansas City in the over. Yeah, easy over in my opinion.
Hey, last week, lock of the week was Cincinnati at home, and Joe Burrow threw for the 4th most yards in an NFL game.
You got it done.
All right, so let's move on to Jacksonville at New England. New England -16.5, over under 41.5. This is my lock of the week. I don't think Jacksonville is scoring a single point. I think this is a shutout waiting to happen. New England -16.5. Easy. I'll take under 41.5 as well.
Yeah, 100% agree. New England in the under. Jacksonville's not going to score.
It's my lock of the week as well. Somehow Trevor Lawrence is going against Bill Belichick to end the back end of the season of all the bad things of all the bad things that happened in Jacksonville to be scheduled to play Bill Belichick in New England. In January is just pour it on, I guess. When I saw this, I was like, I can't believe this was even. Did New England play the AFC South this year?
Yeah,
looks like it. Looks that way. Yeah, they played up. They played Houston. They played Indianapolis.
Was New England the worst team in the AFC East last year?
No, they were third. They were ahead of the Jets.
Okay, yeah. So they played Houston. I remember that. Yeah, they played Indy. So yeah, sorry for Jacksonville that this season won't get better.
And there's rain in the forecast.
Yeah, I don't expect Jacksonville to score either. Like Tennessee, like Atlanta, this is a game where it just screams, we're going in to get stomped out. And I don't even think New England's that good, but I know Bill Belichick versus rookie quarterbacks, unless your name is Davis Mills, you're going to struggle. So, yeah, you lock it in. This is my lock of the week as well. It's too easy.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving. We'll go to Nashville, Tennessee, where Miami's coming to town. Tennessee minus 3.5, over under 39.5. I'm going to go Tennessee on this one. They burned me a little bit last week with the 49. No, actually, they did burn me because I took the 49ers. I'll take Tennessee. I just think they're going to run into a buzzsaw against the Titans. I think they're playing well right now. I'll take the over 39.5 though. I think Miami will be able to score just enough to hit this over. So I'll go Tennessee and the over.
Yeah, I like Tennessee here too because I respect Miami as a football team. And if you're a good football team, that means Tennessee's going to beat you because that's just what they've done all year. They're not going to get Julio back from the COVID list, despite what it looked like they were going to. He's out, but they're still going to have A.J. Brown. That should be enough for them to be able to make plays on offense because Xavier Howard and Byron Jones aren't physically big enough to be able to handle A.J. Brown on those jump balls, on those bubble screens where they're going to force him to tackle. And I think the run game for Tennessee will be able to do just enough. Miami, I think this comes to the end of a fantastic playoff streak and a playoff run for them. But Tennessee's defense has just always played up to snuff against good teams, and Mike Vrabel is going to know what Miami's going to want to do inside and out, in my opinion. So I'll take Tennessee to cover here and the under. I don't think this game gets out of the teens.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tack on. I'm going to take Tennessee as well. I think this is the end of the road for Miami right here. Good win streak to save the season, make it look like you weren't all out of it. But I just think in the end, this is the right matchup to put an end to that. Like you said, Mike Vrabel is good at playing guys from the New England system. So he'll know what to do. And his guys, he always schemes up against it better than anybody else. So I expect Tua to struggle. Those RPOs will not be there. They're good at putting that cover one robber in the middle of the field. His job will be to take away that quick slant. It'll be interesting to see how they match up against Jalen Waddle because their cornerbacks aren't amazing. But I'm going to go and take the over because I think Tennessee will be able to run the ball effectively and win that A.J. Brown matchup versus either of those corners. And I think Miami will do just enough to get both teams to, 17-17? That's not the over, though. Oh, man, yeah. Wow, actually, no, I'm going to take the under. I don't think either of these teams get into the 20s. So, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Tennessee in the under.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's go to Baltimore where they're hosting the Rams. I don't care that the Rams are going cross country. They are covering this spread with the decimated injuries of the Baltimore Ravens on defense. They might hit this over by themselves, I think. Is Lamar back yet? No, yes. No.
It'll be Huntley.
Okay, so yeah, I'll take the over of 46, and I will take the Rams to cover 5.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Eric. I hate how much we're agreeing when we're trying to cut down a lead here, but yeah, I expect we saw what Joe Burrow did to that Baltimore secondary last week. And now Cooper Kupp's coming into it, and Cooper Kupp might get 525 by himself with the way he's been playing. The Baltimore's just so decimated on both sides of the ball. I really don't know how they can keep up. But if they do, it'll be on the offensive end. So I'll take the Rams to cover and the over.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and steal my bold prediction right here. This is a 200-yard Cooper Kupp receiving game right here.
I was like, you was out here saying he won't have no crazy game, and then you say 200 plus.
This is an easy 200 for Cooper. Like, I don't see the secondary stopping anything. The Rams will toss to them. And hopefully, if they don't stop, look, the only way that can happen is if they ran the ball so effectively that, hey, we didn't need to pass it. But I'm sure they'll want to iron out all their passing game kinks to get them ready for the playoffs. Nice tune-up game for LAR somehow. They've come across the East Coast at 1 o'clock and have played the Giants and the Baltimore Ravens and some other team that – and the Detroit Lions? Maybe, yeah. Every team they've come across at the country to play at 1 o'clock has been a no contest. So good for them. They're going to be prepared. Sean McVay will be hyped up on the sideline thinking about winning that NFC West because I think they could do that this week. But I will take the over because Baltimore just fights every week.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's keep it moving. Denver heading to LA to face the Chargers. Chargers minus 7.5, over under 45. I will be taking Denver and the under. I think Denver's defense with Patrick Surtain will do just enough to keep it within a touchdown. I think Denver's been competitive in most games, so I think they'll get it done. I think they're both teams are desperate, but I think Denver is more desperate of the two teams. So I think the Chargers will win, but Denver will keep it in the number and under because I think Denver's defense will hold them off just enough to hit this under.
I disagree. Hopefully, the Chargers can give me an opportunity to cut down the space here. Because I'm going to disagree. I think because of the way Denver just manhandled them last time, I think the Chargers will come out with a better game plan this time, and they're getting him at home, which I think is going to give Justin Herbert a better shot of looking good. They should be getting Mike Williams and Austin Eckler back from the COVID list as well. So I'm going to take the Chargers here to cover. I think Justin Herbert will put on a much better performance against a team that he just saw. He'll be able to spread the ball around. They'll be able to run the ball, I think, a little bit better than they did last time. And the Broncos are starting Drew Lock. And that's going to be the difference maker for me. Drew Lock is going to come in there. He'll turn the ball over a couple times, or he'll put it on the ground. And despite Denver's ability to just run right over the Chargers, which I think they will be able to do, I think Herbert will be able to match it because Drew Lock can't match Herbert. So I'll take the Chargers to cover and the over.
I want to chase Eric, but I just can't. Nothing the Chargers have shown me the last couple of weeks makes me really want to take them to cover. I got Chargers 24-20. They'll win, but I just think Denver's defense will do what they've done the last few weeks and keep a game close enough so Drew Lock can fuck it up. So that's basically what the defense will do. It'll be close. Hopefully I'm right about this, so at least get some points. But I'll take Denver to cover, and I'll take the under. I think this will be a tough playoff field type of game. A last chance for Denver and the Chargers. A last chance for whoever doesn't win.
Absolutely. So let's keep it moving. Let's go to Santa Clara, where Houston Texans are coming to town to face the 49ers. 49ers are minus 12.5, over under 44. I'm going to ride with Davis Mills on this one to cover the 12.5. I mean, San Francisco hasn't really been blowing people out unless your name is Jacksonville. So I'm going to take Houston
and the Rams
under.
I agree with you, Eric. I think Houston has a good chance of coming in here and putting up a good fight, especially without Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Lovie Smith will be able to confuse Trey Lance for his first time starting in, 2 months since the Arizona game, which he didn't look that awesome in that game either. No DeAndre Hopkins, I think, makes life harder on them as well. I think they'll be able to just sit back in their zone.
DeAndre Hopkins ain't in this game.
I mean, nah, he plays for the Cardinals. Who am I thinking of? San Francisco. I thought I was looking at Dallas and Arizona right here. I think the Houston Texans in their too high zone will be able to cause enough problems for Trey Lance to turn the ball over once or twice, and hopefully they'll be able to slow down the run game. So I'll take Houston to cover, and I'll take the under.
I can't agree with Eric back to back, so I got to disagree here, I guess. This is what we've come to. I'm going to take San Francisco to cover and beg and plead that Sean McVay just runs the ball. I mean, Mike Shanahan just runs the ball with the best scheme he's got and get these guys out of the way, and their pass rush wins. There's a way for San Francisco to cover, but we're just going to hope and pray that there are no backdoor covers here. And San Francisco gets the job done, but I'll take the over because I do believe Houston will put up a fight because they've put up a fight like Detroit has this year for talking bad teams.
Would you take over or under, Isaiah?
I took the over.
Okay, and also Brandon Cooks is back, so that's a weapon for Davis Mills to throw to. All right, let's go to Moody's game where he was talking about. We'll go Arizona heading to Dallas. I will go Dallas on this one just because if you look at Kyler's career, how they fade in the second half, it's incredible. So I will take Dallas. They are scorching hot right now. I'll probably take the team total of Dallas as the over in this game as well.
They're not putting 56 points up this week, hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah, but I think their team total is like 28.5. And I will take the under 51.5.
Yeah, this is a rough matchup for Arizona with all the stuff they're going through. Obviously, no DeAndre Hopkins, as I was trying to explain earlier. They lost DJ Humphries to the COVID list. That's their starting left tackle. They're going to get Rodney Hudson back, but this is his first game back after a few weeks of, I think, injuries instead of the COVID list. And then defensively, we know they're beat up. Their secondary, who had been playing above their heads early in the year, isn't playing as well anymore. And Dallas is healthy and they're on fire and they're at home. So I think it's a pretty easy call for Dallas to cover the 5.5 here. Their offense is just so good at home. The home road splits are just ridiculous. So them getting a matchup at home against a team that's struggling and they want revenge on from the ass whooping they put on them in Texas last year. I'll take Dallas to cover and the over.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put out the warning. I'm gonna take Dallas to cover and the over as well because I just think Dallas is at least going in the right direction. While we all believe Arizona's season is probably headed towards lots of losses, like Pittsburgh.
They'll be in the playoffs, guaranteed.
This year's Pittsburgh.
They're showing up to get slaughtered.
Once you locked up their playoffs, once they locked up that playoff spot, it's just been downhill since. But I'm just gonna hope that Dallas doesn't decide to lay an egg this week because that's always a possibility. But I'll ride with Dallas and the over because I expect a good game. Kyler Murray's played good in that stadium, has a history of playing good in that stadium.
Yeah, in high school, this is the NFL.
And college, and he played good there last year.
No, he actually was trash last year. He
scored
24
with 2 explosive touchdowns.
But yeah.
Wait, there were 2 explosive touchdowns.
What was the other explosive?
Christian
It
Kirk.
might have been 188, but it wasn't a good game for Kyler Murray.
They also ran the ball on you dominantly.
Yeah, it was awful defense. All right, next one.
All right, we got Carolina going to New Orleans. Who's the quarterback playing for the Saints this week?
I don't think it matters.
You don't think it does?
They activated Taysom Hill.
They haven't announced it yet.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Taysom Hill. That's what I'm going off of.
Yeah. So I'm going to take New Orleans in this. I want Carolina to keep losing, keep racking up the losses to get high draft picks. I mean, even our owner came out today and said he regrets giving Matt Rule that massive contract. Says he has buyer's remorse from that. So I will take New Orleans.
Y'all owner said that?
Yeah.
That's what the report said he said, but he probably said it.
So I will take New Orleans 37.5. What is going on? I'll take the over. I know Panthers have been hitting unders like nobody's business, but 37.5, I got to take the over.
It's January football, Eric. It's
in a dome.
To put it doesn't matter, Eric. Teams are fighting for playoff positioning here. Everybody's beat up here. Everybody's on the COVID list.
They played Tampa Bay in Florida and
9-0.
It was
like this is the time of the year where scoring is harder than ever. People have adjusted to what you're doing, all that good stuff. I think New Orleans covers pretty comfortably here just because the Panthers are starting Sam Darnold again. And although Sam Darnold smoked them last time they played them, Christian McCaffrey was in that game. Joe Brady was calling the plays. They were healthier on defense, all those good things. The Saints need the win here. I expect their defense to show up and just win the game single-handedly. Sam Darnold's going to have a hard time, and I'll take the under.
I'm going to go the other way. I think Carolina has a chance to win this game. Like
crazy.
You said, we don't know who's playing quarterback for the Saints. And Carolina's getting back Shaq Thompson and Brian Burns this week. So I expect this game to be in the team, neither team getting out the teens. And my only hope is that Carolina's quarterback turns the ball over less than the New Orleans quarterback. And it really doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for either team. It's going to be poorly all the quarterback options for all the teams put together are poor options. So it might be the poorest options of quarterbacks you've ever seen in a full game, actually.
Like, do any of them combined equal
200 yards passing?
I was gonna say like 250, 300, but yeah, the answer is no.
Yeah, if they're lucky, they all might have 150. But yeah, hit the under. I'll take Carolina to cover. They still might lose, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a 3-point game because that's how all of those NFC South games come down to in the end of the season.
All right, let's continue on. Let's hop on the wagon, boys. I think this is unanimous. Detroit heading to Seattle. Seattle's minus 7.5, over under 41.5. Detroit and the under. I don't know how you go anywhere else. So Detroit and the under. Y'all probably going Seattle just so y'all can gain points on me.
No, I got Detroit written down right here, Eric. I think Russell Wilson's going outside. I might even take Detroit money line here because I don't think the Seahawks are going to care enough about this game and about the Detroit Lions to put forward the proper effort they need to beat the kneecap biters, honestly. Not a fun matchup, not a fun game. If you're not in Seattle and Detroit, I doubt you'll be watching this. But cover gods are going to get back after it again. I'll take Detroit in the under.
Yeah, I clearly remembered a couple weeks ago, Eric said Seattle had an easy schedule to come down, and I said I could see them still losing out. And I'm gonna rock with Detroit to cover because that's what they do. But I could easily see Detroit winning this game. I think Seattle's season is tailspin into.
You got other things in mind of why you want Seattle to lose.
But no, I needed them to win last week, so I was disappointed for them to win. But I could see them losing out because I thought their season's over. Their quarterback doesn't care. The head coach is a lame duck, and they don't even have a pick. So the players that are there don't even they really don't care. The future of the team is probably over. They're gonna probably have to blow this up, and I think Detroit covers easily, even without Jared Goff, and the under because I can't take no over. I can't take the over. I would like to take the over and say we get a high scoring game, but I expect to get the same game we got last week.
Detroit can't win that game.
Detroit versus Atlanta. I expect to get the same game this week.
All right, let's continue on to Kirk Cousins in prime time, heading to the frozen tundra of Green Bay.
No, there's no Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
no Kirk Cousins.
No Kirk Cousins. So we get Kellen Mond. We get Kellen Mond in prime time. Green Bay minus.
No, Kellen Mond, Eric. No Kellen Mond.
Sean Mannion.
So let me just go ahead and start here. This is my lock of the week. There's no chance in this hell or in any other one that Sean Mannion walks into Lambeau Field and covers any spread or wins any football game.
He did it.
That's Baltimore in that fight. This is Mike Zimmer, lame duck coach, bad defense that's not going to be trying as hard. Prime time slate. It's Aaron Rodgers. They got no shot. Green Bay by whatever you want to call it, and the under.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Green Bay in the under too. I don't know what else you want me to say. That's exactly what it is.
I'm gonna go with the under, but I'm gonna go with the cover. This is the big line that I couldn't take. I just think Mike Zimmer, even though his team will probably lose in the end, he'll have the perfect game plan to lose by a touchdown. And that's all that'll matter. They'll cover, they'll look sloppy. Green Bay will look sloppy because they're getting back players, so they'll be integrating guys who've been hurt. And maybe Aaron Rodgers has a monster game and they puts up 4 touchdowns easily and they win 28-21. But I just think, or 28-17, I just think Mike Zimmer will have a good enough game plan to make his team look good enough to almost win and still be so far away.
So we get Jair Alexander back this week versus Justin Jefferson. That's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah. So let's continue to the Monday Night Football game. Cleveland heading to Pittsburgh. Cleveland minus 3.5 over under 41. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Big Ben's last ride in Heinz Field. So I am going to go Pittsburgh and the under.
Damn, Eric, I need to make up this ground. Of course I'm taking Pittsburgh. There's no way Cleveland is walking into Pittsburgh in Ben Roethlisberger's announced last football game he's ever going to play there and getting a W. I'm sorry. I just can't see it. Either Cleveland playing bad will make sure of it, Pittsburgh raising up their level of play will make sure of it, and last but not least, the referees will make sure of it. So I'll take Pittsburgh to cover here and the under.
I'm not falling for this trap. Ben did the same thing against Baltimore a month ago, got the team fired up, but I don't think it will matter. I got to hold on hope. I'm happy that Eric didn't pick Cleveland, so it makes me even more ready to jump in. I'm going to go with Cleveland to put an end to Pittsburgh, put them out of their misery, put them back in a situation where they might have the first losing season under Mike Tomlin. I just think Cleveland is better. That's all I'm going to say. Cleveland's better in the trenches. They're better up front in their front seven. Their secondary is better. Their quarterback is better. Cleveland is better everywhere across the board. Pittsburgh, your time is over. Y'all going outside, man.
It's so funny you think that matters.
And I'm gonna take the over. I think Cleveland runs them off the field and puts the points on the board them damn self.
Does it embarrassingly? Wow, I got you.
I already went with my Cooper Kupp bowl prediction of 200 yards easily. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my bold prediction: 350 and 4 touchdowns for Ben Roethlisberger in this last game at home.
I'm going Jacksonville to get the shut the fuck out. I think.
How's that bold?
I think there will be less.
All of us agree unanimously there are so many points.
You're
I
just
think
guaranteeing it.
I think
You don't-
Jacksonville will have less than 150 total yards.
Oh,
So who scores more points? New England's defense or Jacksonville's offense?
New England's defense.
No question.
Yeah, I feel sorry for everybody who's got to play a championship fantasy game
Against New England.
against New England's defense this week because, wow, a bunch of people will be starting it. But, all right, Eric, hope everybody enjoyed the new year. Enjoy the second to last week. Season's almost over. Enjoy it while it's still here.
Playoffs coming quickly, man. Can't wait to see it.
All right, boys.